YouTube, El Chuchero in the house. We got a weird thing going on here. First things first, we gotta grow up here. We gotta exude some class, and we gotta grow up a little bit here. This is a job, okay? J-O-B, okay? Meaning, when you accept the job, you do a little studying to say, what does this have in store for me 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What am I signing for initially? How did I get here in the first place? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little secret about the post office. Everybody's had to have something a little bit off in their world to end up here, including yours truly. All right, we're not gonna beat around the bush, all right? Even when you might have said it was a more respectable job 20 years ago, I still had a kind of directional sense of where I was going in life. But I took that exam, the exam that they don't have anymore, and, waited a year and a half to find out that, like, hey, I got the job. Now, this looks like something that I could stick with for years. And initially through the door, boy, did I have people in my ear telling me, oh, Chooch, you really should think this one through, and my best advice would be to get out of here, la 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 la. And I didn't take that advice. I kept going, and here I am, almost 20 years later. A father of two, husband to a wife of 16 years. Bruised and battered along the way, like any human being, but in the end, still smiling, still determined. You're gonna get frustrated at that moment when you say, okay, table one, jerk off, you don't know what's going on here in the table two world because you started when things were better, blah, 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 blah. All right, let me stop you. All right, I live in a nice place. I don't live in too nice of a place. I wake up every day with the thought of my head of like, am I doing everything I can be doing to best my situation, not just financially, but for myself, for my well-being, for my health. You think talking to JH is good for your health? Let me tell you something, it's not. But something, I love the fucking guy because he really is pushing to get just anybody to have like an inkling of something positive or better. Regardless of trying to turn the whole thing around 180 degrees, I mean, just to show something that's going to get people to say, A, get the fuck up and go to work when you're supposed to. B, don't fucking try and study into gaming a system and getting, as many ways you can out of work. Like, I don't understand. Like, again, my buddy's probably going to come interrupt me again, but that's okay. I don't mind. How did we get here? How did I get here? How did you get here? Ask yourself that. Did you have everything in order in your life? Did you, have something pressing? Did you have something that you just hated and said, I need a change? Did you have something you loved, but it wasn't making you financially stable? Didn't feel like the right fit, so you ended up here? I don't know. Only you can answer that question, but I am just at a point now where, Jay and I keep talking. A lot of people keep, choosing to do what they want to do, whether they think that that's the right course to take. And, if you just want to sit back and just continue to, writing comments saying, you guys don't know what you're talking about. And some Momo last night, not homo, Momo, that's a term of Italian endearment for people who are dumb, wrote last night that, just the fact that this guy here is doing YouTube as a side hustle and he's a postal employee. I'm like, the fuck does that have to do with the price of eggs? Again, people, like, I don't know, maybe he was a baby boomer, maybe he was maybe he was my generation, I don't know. All I know is that we all kind of like clap back at him for saying, so a guy is not allowed to. And this ain't no side hustle because, again, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the betterment of the job that we work for and come in for every day and are tired of seeing it shit on 24/7. Not just by management, but by its workers, too. So, you thinking about clicking off yet? Thinking about clicking away? Fine by me. I'll keep talking either way. So I just can't get over, like, how much see, I got my hands together like I'm praying. That's a shout out to the praying mailman, who has gotten in touch with Jay and has a good channel out there that promotes positivity. But even the praying mailman, is saying, I really don't feel like people want to like make any kind of change. They just they live for the misery, like school kids, like, causing gossip and causing trouble. Take a look at yourself. Think about it. Think about it real hard. Maybe you are that person. Maybe you don't realize you're that person. Maybe you're so embedded in the ugliness of it all that you just think like, I'm just a guy, girl coming to work doing my thing. But you know this place. You know this place all too well. And again, I've been there. I've been in that fucking dark tunnel of just like wonder, why is this person doing this? Why is this person that? Stop. Enough. Grow the fuck up, which is what I need to do, which is what a lot of people need to do. And I did, and it makes my day a whole lot better. It makes my relationships in life a lot better. Maybe not with you guys, if you don't like what I'm saying, but, so be it. I got good people that are listening to what we're saying around here. But, there's a lot of people that ain't listening and just keep pointing the finger like, not me, it's you. And I've done enough sympathizing to all of the woes of the Postal Service and, all of their evil ways. But nonetheless, it's a job. It's pretty secure. It's hard, but it's honest work if you choose to make it honest work. And, again, you will plateau at some point. You will become more familiar with your territory. You'll become familiar with customers. God willing, they will, give you some chocolate around Christmas, chocolate. And things get better. Things just get better. But you have to be part of the better. You can't just keep pissing and moaning and not doing anything for the betterment. That means that, again, you come into work, you do the job, and, that's only part of it. Say, like, and a lot of people comment, and I hear you say, I just kept my head down for 32 years, I did my job, and I went home. And I said, yeah, but you also accepted that everything was going to stay ugly around you, and, thus it grows the ugliness more and more by everyone just being ignorant to the ugliness as it is and how it continues to build. So, now you start on the young generation, they don't want to work. Everybody's pissing and moaning about money. There's two separate types of workers out there, those who do and those who, pretend they do. All this stuff. I can only speak for me and the choice few, and the many people that are out there, that I know you're out there, that I know that you care, and I know you're doing it right. And, I just don't know what the ratio is now of good and bad. I feel like, it's definitely growing, the shift is on. And, you hear enough people saying enough stuff, you want to go on Reddit and read that craziness, fine, but I don't really like to do that. I figure, keep it on the forefront. And, I said that's about as good as I can give it. But me and Jay are going to talk and keep talking together, separately, and hopefully some other guys come along the way. Hopefully there's some APWU news coming from Jay, from the candidates. I know everybody's just like, F the union, F this, F that, but like I said, if your job is still intact, and you're playing the games, and you wonder why it's still intact, it could be the union. So, good for now. Stay safe, work hard, work honest, and hit the like and subscribe if you want to, but like I said, clicked off already, you won't be here to click the like and subscribe. If you do, stay with it. We're going to keep talking no matter what. I don't give a shit how gloomy and miserable you get, I'm still going to be here with a big fucking smile on my face saying, try this today. Try this the next day. All right? Peace.